Hey, what's up everybody? Today we're playing Superstar JYP and Superstar Stacy. Gonna go over specifically all of the Family Month stuff that came out last week and happens pretty much until June 5th. Now, this was originally part of the update video, but then that video ended up being 35 minutes long, so we have to break it up into two parts. So this is going to be the video just going over all the Family Month stuff, like the colorful theme park or the Family Month smile collecting, things like that. So if you want to hear just about the Family Month stuff, definitely tune in for the rest of this video. All right, let's hop right in. So first things first, we do have the colorful theme park. Now this one is going to be the huge update, just like the spring train was in the previous patch, I guess if you want to call it that. So basically, if you hit the information tab, this little orange bubble on the right here. So this is like a mini game for the game. So there's some information at the top there. Again, with Superstar JYP specifically, Superstar League songs do not count towards the song clear missions. Now, how do you play this? So basically, as you play the game, you stack up these resources, energy, food, and drinks, and then you use those energy, food, and drinks to play in the amusement park, and then you get rewards from that. And then once you collect the reward, there is going to be kind of a time wait until you can do that same ride or event again. Now, the nice thing about this is that there's actually some pretty good rewards in here. So when you quote-unquote ride the roller coaster, you get a limited theme S-grade card, 30 diamonds, and 35,000 RP. That's going to be the big one that you want to make sure you collect every single time that you can. There is the Viking ride, which gives you a limited premium pack 1 and a 50% power-up card. Again, very good stuff getting that free power-up card. The swing ride, which gives you a premium pack 5, a card pack 10, and a 30% power-up card. Again, getting that power-up card really good. The Ferris wheel gives an S-grade card, a 10% power-up card, and 5,000 RP. Again, we're back at this power-up card thing being very good. We've got the carousel, which gives you an A-grade card and 5,000 RP, and then the souvenir shop, which it just says theme park souvenir, but you can actually dig a little bit deeper and it'll tell you exactly what you could win if you click it. So there's a lot of different stuff you could win for the souvenir shop, which could be as good as getting like 10 diamonds or as bad as getting 1000 RP, but it's still pretty good considering it only costs like 10 energy across of the 3 different resources. Alright, so let's break that down a little bit. So first things first, you're going to be building up resources. That's this energy, food, and drink, and you can see the criteria on the right hand side. So one thing to note is that objectives in the box aren't cumulative, meaning that if you clear a hard song with 3 stars, it only gets you 16 points. It doesn't get you 6 plus 6 plus 4 plus 16. So it's not like the previous train event where if you completed like 2 different objectives that said clear 3 songs, you got all of them done at the same time. This one, it's just basically 1 reward per song for energy. Now, another thing is that currency does not reset from day to day, so all these points that I got did carry over from yesterday. So even if you don't get a ton of stuff done in one day, it does carry over onto the next day. Alright, let's move on to the specific resources here. So the first things first is energy. So my recommendation on this is one that you get for clearing songs, and then the harder it is to clear the song, the more of a reward you get. So it starts off with clear 1 song in any mode, so this could be easy mode, and then you get 6 points just for completing the song. And then it moves all the way up until clear a hard song 1 time with 3 stars to obtain 16 points. Now obviously that's going to be the most efficient way to try and get energy. So you should pick the hardest song that you can clear with 3 stars, and that's going to get you that 16 points. Now, one thing I do recommend for this is they do have all of the song times uploaded on a Google Drive here. So if we go over to here, basically pick whatever group you have the best cards for, because that way you get the most amount of RP passively as you're trying to complete it. And this is organized by song time, so in order to be efficient, let's just say like you're a big 2PM fan, you've got like all R99 cards, you're going to want to complete Promise I'll Be, which is only 1 minute and 15 seconds long, as many times as you can. So again, you're going to pick the hardest song you can do at 3 stars. That's going to be the shortest amount of time based on this Google Doc here, and then you should be able to get the energy pretty efficiently there. The next thing is going to be the food resource here. Or actually, one more thing about energy before we move on. So this also overlaps with the Smiles event that we're going to go over later. The Smiles event is going to be that premium box reward. So as you collect the pink notes from, or the smiles from playing songs, you do get access to like the premium box. We'll go over that a little bit later, but just know this overlaps with that. So the more songs you play, the better it is for both this event and the smiles event. And just to give you a heads up to the math, so if you clear 19 songs with 3 stars and have just one big session a day, that's your 300 energy right there. So 19 songs at hard mode with 3 stars, and that's usually what I do, is just one big session a day. Moving on to the next resource, we have the food, which is as you obtain cards, you get points. Now, one thing to note about this is that the cards count individually. So let's say you get like a 10 pack and it's all B grade cards, you're getting 20 points, because if you look at that second line there, obtain card 1 time, B grade or above, that nets you 2 points. So if you get a 10 pack, it's all B grade cards, that's going to be 20 points right there. Let's say you get a 10 pack and there's 5 B grade cards and 5 C grade cards, that's 15 points. So just know that even if you buy a pack of multiple cards, the cards do count individually. So this actually stacks pretty fast when it comes to getting the food reward here, because there's a lot of ways to get cards right now. So you can get cards from the event itself, because again, if we look at this information tab, some of these rides give you like a pack. For example, if we look at the swing ride, it gives you a premium pack 5 and a card pack 10. So that's 15 cards right there. And again, each one of those cards gives you some points. There's also going to be the daily gift. So I already collected mine for the day, but there's a daily gift going on right now, and sometimes that gives you cards. There is going to be the time mission, so the time mission again gives you like C grade cards, B grade cards, and then there's also the star pass. So if you go into the star pass and you check some of the rewards, there are going to be cards involved. So there's a lot of ways to get cards right now, so the food one really isn't too hard to max out on. And keep in mind that upgrades do count. So if you are upgrading your cards from like S grade to R grade, you do get those 6 points there. So really, I don't have any advice for this one. Just try and make sure you're looking at all your resources to figure out where you can get cards from. The next resource is going to be the drink resource, and this is going to be one that you stack up by powering up cards. Now this one gets a little bit difficult if you're struggling with RP. But just keep in mind that this is attempts. It's not successful level ups. So as you attempt to level up cards, you're going to get points no matter what. So the easiest way to do this is attempt to level up R grade cards. If you're like me and you don't have a ton of themes that are really high in terms of the level, like if we check out, for example, my inventory here. So I have a lot of themes that don't have R99. Even my top 5, like if we go to Twice, for example, even my Twice cards aren't level 99 right now, so I've still got a long ways to go. But when you think about that, that helps with the drinks really well, because if I attempt to level up an R grade card, I'm still getting a ton of points for the event. So really not too much to say in terms of advice for this one. Just make sure you're managing your resources though, because I tend to run out of RP sometimes in some of these Starship games, or I'm sorry, not Starship, Superstar games. So just make sure you're paying attention to your resources there. Alright, so let's go over the individual rides here. So as you can see, some of my rides are in a cooldown period right now. As you click on the rides, you're going to consume some of the resources there in order to actually ride the ride. Now, in terms of wait times, I do have them all up right here. So these are the times you have to wait once you collect the individual rewards. So the roller coaster being the best, you do have to wait 20 hours for it to reset. The Viking, which is going to be the second best, is 16 hours. The swing ride is 12 hours. The Ferris wheel is 8 hours. The carousel is 4 hours. And the souvenir shop is actually 10 minutes. So if you want, you could honestly keep just continually collecting the souvenir shop one as you're even just having your big session for playing for the day. So my advice on this particular event is just collect as much as you possibly can, because again, there are going to be like limited themes involved, which are nice for rounding out collections or just increasing collections, trying to get that collection bonus. So if we go to collection, if we go to card book, as you collect more cards, remember that all cards collection can get you some extra diamonds, so that's really good there. So just do this as much as you can. If you wanted some math in terms of diamond breakdown, if you keep riding the roller coaster, it basically boils down to 36 diamonds every single day, as long as you collect it on that 20th hour. And if anyone ever told me, hey, you want 36 free diamonds per day in the game, I would definitely hop on this. Now keep in mind, you really only get 30 diamonds every 20 hours, but that's doing the math. If you do it every 20th hour, you're getting 36 diamonds a day, again, which is really good. So just like the train event, I recommend doing this as much as possible. At the very least, collect the roller coaster, because that's the one that gives you diamonds, a good ton of RP. And then after that, again, the priority is going to be based on the wait time. So here is that resource one more time here. Now, let's say you do just have big sessions. You only want to play like once every 24 hours. How many of each resource do you need per day in order to collect everything? And that is right here. Sort of. Let's see. So this is what all my resources look like after I collect everything. So if you're doing everything, collecting it in one go, you spend 205 energy, you spend 185 foods, and then you spend 190 drinks. So if you're like me and you just have a big session, then you put the game down, that's how much stuff you need per day in order to collect all of the things in one go. Alright, so that was the big thing, so that's going to take up the most amount of time here. So let's go over the other stuff just really quickly here. So we do have a family month star pass for $30. Really nothing too crazy here. If you wanted the math for the diamonds, if you buy the premium pass, there's 800 and... I'm sorry, no, not 800. There is 485 diamonds in the premium pass, and then the free pass alone gives you 60 diamonds. So if you buy the premium pass, you're getting all of the rewards as long as you climb up all the tiers, which would be 545 diamonds. So a good amount of diamonds. You get a bunch of like power-up cards along the way. So just a regular star pass, really nothing too crazy to talk about here. In terms of the recommended packages, the best ones in my opinion are the ones that come with power-up chance cards, because the rest of the stuff is just random stuff. So unless you need like cards for fusing, or unless you just want those extra like 100,000 RP and stuff, really the only one I like out of these packages are going to be the ones that have power-up cards, because those are basically guarantees, whereas the cards can basically be anything. Like, I've hit a point in the game where I'm like selling some of the cards. I don't really need them. I don't really have a purpose for some of them. So just keep that in mind. It's based on the resources you need, but really I think that the most valuable ones are going to be the ones with power-up cards, because it can be very, very expensive to level up like the high tier cards, especially as you reach like level 80, level 70, or in like Superstar Stacy as you reach level like 40, even level like 30. It becomes very expensive to try and level up cards, and the power-up chance cards basically give you a chance for a level up for no RP at all. So I really think that the power-up cards are going to be the best one, because everything is just gambling otherwise. Alright, so moving on to the next thing here, we do have the Happy Family Dinner. Now, I don't know why they don't show you kind of like the overview here, but basically these are the type of events where it's like a step up. So as you buy this first one, you move on to the next step, and then you buy that package, and then you move on to the next step, usually up to about 5 packages in total. Now, one thing I will give you a heads up to, usually the layout for this is that the first one costs RP, the second step costs diamonds, the third step actually costs real in-life money, and then after that it's either diamonds or RP. I forgot which one it is, but I think 4 is diamonds and then 5 is RP. Don't quote me on that one. I don't remember what steps 4 and 5 cost, but just know that this is like a step up ladder. So that third one usually is the wall that people hit because it requires actual real life money. Moving on to the membership offers. So really for these, I only like to look at the ones that include diamonds, because I think, again, the limited themes are nice, but I wouldn't pay $12 for 7 random limited themes, because if I already have one of them, that's going to feel really bad. And then I don't really consider the RP one, because RP is a farmable resource. As you can see, I am at max headphones right now, meaning that if I wanted to pay for this package, it just means I'm not dedicating the time to playing the game, because I'd get RP from just playing the songs. So I really only like to look at the diamonds here. Now, just as some quick maths here, so for the 14-day membership, it's going to be $25, and it gets you 1,000 diamonds overall. So 14 days, after 14 days, you'll end up with a ratio of 40 diamonds to the dollar. If you buy the 7 days one, that's going to be $13 and gets you 500 diamonds overall, which is a ratio of about like 39 diamonds to the dollar. Both of these are good ratios. Again, my standard for a good ratio for like a diamonds package is going to be if you get 36 or more diamonds to the dollar, and in this case both of those exceed that. So these are both good based on like what your budget is or how many diamonds you actually need. One thing I will give you a heads up to though, for these membership ones, you do have to log in every single day and collect it in the mailbox, because if you don't collect it for the day, you actually just miss it entirely. So don't miss out on free diamonds if you've already paid for them. So just keep that in mind. Alright, moving on, there is going to be the Family Month Special Mission event. Now, I think all of the Superstar games have this, but again, these are just free rewards, free cards, free diamonds, free power-up cards, so just make sure you play the game and then you'll get these progressively. And again, a lot of this stuff like overlaps, right? Like if you're playing songs, you're completing this mission event, you're also getting smiles for the premium box that we'll talk about in a second, and you're also getting energy for the carnival event. So just remember that a ton of this stuff overlaps, so you might as well complete, like, let's just say you're completing mission 2, completing the Stray Kids songs with 3 stars. If you can do it in hard mode, gets you a ton of energy in the carnival, and then it also, as long as you're getting like 3 stars, you're getting 30 points or 30 resources for the smile collecting event, which we'll talk about right now. Now, this is just basically the premium box where you collect it every 8 hours for free, or you can collect an extra box by getting 300 smiles. And again, you get these smiles by playing the game, and they show up in the songs as like the pink notes. Once you hit the pink notes, that's equivalent to getting 1 smile, and then you just stack those up and collect the premium box here. And just like other things in this game, I do recommend trying to collect this box as much as possible. So for most games, it resets every 8 hours. For the Superstar Stacy specifically one, there's the anniversary event going on where it's every 6 hours, but mostly for all across the other games, it's every 8 hours. And again, you can get diamonds. So 15% chance of getting 30 to 100 diamonds basically means every like 6 to 7 boxes you open, you're getting free diamonds just for hitting a button that says open box. And even if you don't get the diamonds, you can get other stuff like upwards of 70,000 RP, a premium pack 30, which is kind of funny because that's like the mission event reward in Superstar Stacy right now. So really just open this as much as possible. All you have to do is log in every 8-ish hours, just click open the box, and then you get free rewards, and then you can even sign out of the game if you want. So I really recommend just playing your songs, have your big session, just sit down 30 minutes, get all of the headphones out of the way, get all of the smiles and the carnival stuff, all of it. Just do it all in one go, and then collect the boxes as much as you can. Alright, last few things here. So there is the Power Up Chance ticket gift, so make sure you log in every single weekend because it is only active for the weekend, so you can only collect this reward during the weekends listed here, and you do have to collect it during that weekend, otherwise you miss out. Now, insert mini rant here. Again, these used to be a type of event where the entire weekend was 50% discounted. I really hate that it's now this burning ticket, which is only like 60 minutes. And if you've seen some of the times I've streamed this game, I can play for like 3 hours sometimes. So 60 minutes is not a lot of time. So if you plan on using that burning ticket, just have your resources lined up and then just go through them, level up all your S-grade cards right away and stuff like that. Alright, the next thing is the Daily Family Month gift. So I already collected it for the day, but again, just go into your mailbox every single day and then just collect your free reward. So lots of stuff that just takes like a few seconds from the day to day, so just make sure you do that. But with that being said, that is the end of this video. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to leave a comment down below, and I'd be happy to answer when I have the time. That's all for now. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, until next time, take it easy.